Why am I the only one dancing all the time?
You're the only dancer in this group.
I am so excited to be your entertainment this morning.
I express myself.
It's the only reason I do the show.
Really? For
Watch you
me
dance
to okay.
once every
All right,
Thursday.
fine.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cut the Shit, Cue the Genius, episode 1,000,000.25. But we have fun. So this is why we do this every single morning. And today's topic is best attendee acquisition clickbait. And I wish that all of you were like backstage with us maybe 10 minutes ago, because we were on fire. Hello, Muhammad. And so we're going to continue this fire. Good morning, sir. And we are going to have this discussion. Bruno's on an energy drink, so just watch out, Shapiro. You and your espresso is going to be nothing, right? Caruso probably has Starbucks in hand.
What do you call him? You have your pet name for Michael.
Shisher. I call him Shisher.
Shisher. Okay.
Shisher, which is the hookah. But before we get started, and we're gonna get warmed up because hey, there's so much energy. I just have coffee, just plain coffee. Boring compared to Bruno. Let's talk about some of the like not headlines, but like just the news that are popping up in our feeds, in our threads, no pun intended. So Bruno, you start. What have you seen that's recent lately?
Okay, so I just, was reading about how David Dubois, who has been head of IAEE for many years, is leaving. I think we knew that.
Right.
Going on to greener pastures. You said, Dahlia, that you knew what that was.
So David Dubois, who's a dear friend who has dance moves, by the way, which I have seen in Events Forum a couple of years ago during Events Forum. I think it was 2020.
Okay, that is something you cannot unsee.
I will share the clip. It is the funniest clip. It was David Dubois and it was Shauna Sakau, and it was fantastic.
Dancing?
Dancing in their seats. I might turn it into a meme or something. But going back to Dubois, yes, after 11 years with IAE, he is actually moving on to the Exhibitor Group, and they are a media publishing company that also have Exhibitor Live as a show. So he's going to be joining Mark Johnson and team there. So we wish him luck. And, he's one of those guys that you have to have him around. Like, he's been in the industry. You like have to, it wouldn't be the same. So maybe retirement in this industry takes on a different meaning or needs a different term. I'm around, but not really around where you want me to be around kind of term. So
you can never leave this.
The police,
Hotel California. You can check in, but you can never check out.
That is our industry.
True. What else?
Well, I guess Threads.
Oh, look at the rolling of the eyes.
Liz, what have you tried Threads? Did you sign up?
Meaning I signed up like I do for everything, and I watch.
Yeah.
I haven't posted yet. I'm a little over all this social media. It's like, come on, okay. So they're like, it's just a carbon copy of Twitter. I get people don't like Twitter. That's fine. I haven't used it in so long that it should just not be on my phone. But why do we need another one? Why? Especially by Facebook of all people.
People love Twitter and they hate it right now, so they need another kind of Twitter. But I didn't have an Instagram account, so I started from scratch, which means the algorithms sort of pre-populated stuff in there that I don't know where it's coming from. And I got everything from booty calls to
oh, great. Welcome.
Whatever commentaries.
So it worked.
No. So it's just a lot of junk, which I'm not happy about, and I'm not learning anything.
It's carbon copy. People are just posting what they post on every other social media channel. I see the same people, and it's literally the same content. It's what's the point?
So the question I pose is, did people jump on Threads? Well, there's a couple of whys here. Did people jump on Threads because they didn't like Twitter anymore, or because they had beef with Elon Musk? And, does that make it where it's like, oh my God, look, let's go here and, piss him off kind of thing. So that's beef with I go with Craig, because Craig's my man. Well, he's,
I would say
man. He's my man too.
True at once.
But the other thing I think that people just like, 30 million in 2 days, 30 million and whatever, nanosecond
million,
is because of the ease of entry.
Yeah.
You just had to push a button and your Instagram shit is on your Threads shit, and it is
for everything should be one button. Events should be one button.
Okay, hang on. We're going to get into that in the attendee acquisition discussion that we have here. But speaking of Elon Musk, so Elon Musk just actually launched a new company called X.AI, which reminds me of X.AI that we used to love, because what we used to have, like the virtual assistant, it was the company that Bizzabo bought from Dennis.
Yeah. But
he is going after like OpenAI, I think, and Craig is going to fill us in like 2 nanoseconds about X.AI. But I think that's big news too, because it seems like us event profs can't unsee or get out of that cage match that's happening with Elon and Zuckerberg and on the social side. So we do have to be on top of that, I guess, for the sake of our event profs and our listeners. One thing that I also wanted to talk about, just as headline, is there's a lot of like really smart event profs that are launching their own businesses and launching their own event-centric business, meaning, they are not afraid of doing something brand new and something starting small and then growing it big as they want it to be. So Lance Fensterman comes to mind. He just launched Fanatic Events, which is about sports memorabilia. And I think Craig might like that one too. I'm going to pick on Craig because he just owned the comment thread, like literally. Exactly. And Rachel's here. Oh my God, it's so hot out. So anyway, those are the headlines. And now we can start the show, right?
Okay.
So since Rachel's here, we can start the show. So this is all the prep work. So we're talking about best attendee acquisition clickbait, which is Bruno's brainchild. So set us up here, Bruno.
Okay. So a lot of the ways in which we market events is very cookie cutter. Am I right? Or am I right?
You're right. You're always right.
It's always kind of the same sort of email copy. You're going to come, you're going to have a great time, you're going to see these people, you're going to see these products, come and do, and, all of that stuff, which is great. But everyone does that. Why don't we employ some tactics that a lot of companies do that have products? So what if the event was the product and we had all of these opportunities to describe the product or say things about what you're going to get that were different and more product-like? For example, you have a money-back guarantee. You can pay in installments. You can, there's not going to be any lines for coffee at the Starbucks. We will orchestrate the fact that we will have your coffee ready for you. Whatever. We will show you the menus from our event, like what you're going to get for your snacks, for your lunch, for your gala evening dinner. you can go there and stuff like that. So these are things that really appeal to more of the personal preferences of the attendee, and not so much about, here's the event and it's shiny and come because it's shiny. This is about
the same keynote speaker that you saw in the last 3 events, and it cost us $250,000. Woo!
You as a person are going to get this feature of our event, and it's something that we know you like because we know who you are. So those are some examples, but what are some other things? I'd love for our geniuses to weigh in. Oh, Sean's back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sean,
been busy.
I know you are clever and creative. So, hey, that's what I've got for starters. So you guys, fill in. What would you want at an event? I know, Liz, it's got to be like kid friendly, maybe that they have childcare. Would you trust,
No, I would never put my kid in childcare.
Random CVB people that make $4 an hour. Sorry.
I would.
Pet care.
I think
okay, Dahlia would put her kids in there, but she wouldn't put her dog in there into pet care.
I would put my kids in pet care.
Friendly experiences. So
I know for me, I need like shorter days. We just had an event on Tuesday and I was like, oh my God, like who does this for 12 hours? This is horrible. And I think that's the more family friendly I would prefer, is that it doesn't take you from 8 o'clock in the morning until 6. And then there's the after party, and then there's the meetups, and then it's just too much within a day. And I think everyone's trying to like prove the value and shove the content in there. But I think so there's a combination of that and kind of the choose your own experience that we've talked about before. Mm-hmm. How much content do they want to hear? How much networking, and in what formats do they want to have the networking, and really breaking up the different ways that you're doing things so that people have the option to say, I want to do this, then I want to do this, then I want to check out for the next half of the day, or whatever that might look like. But I feel like events are just so long, let alone multiple days of these all day. The introvert in me.
So the clickbait is, you can come in one day and get it all done. We will help you be the most productive you can. And then when it's all over, you can go to sleep and we'll have a comfy pillow.
So imagine if that's the case, then, what you're saying is, and it's doable. What if you did actually pre-record some of the sessions, and, a Liz or a Dahlia who would do anything for white cheddar popcorn again, right? Would say, I'm going to go to a couple of sessions. They should never be back to back, or else you will lose me in the hallway, literally, because I have to talk to my people. And I still want these other sessions, create a corner, put headphones in there, give me my white cheddar popcorn and my bunny slippers. And I'm going to be in that corner the next half of the day. And I would do that. I would totally do that. And if you ask me, okay, we will give you that opportunity, but can you please go around the show floor in like an hour and do your whirlwind thunderstorm kind of thing, and go to 10 of these booths and make sure that you like say hello, document whatever, take a selfie with them, put it on your social media. I'm like, hell yeah, I would do that. So like, it's reciprocal, but it's like, you just gave me an opportunity. I love it. Karen, I love you so much. I need to meet you. So we're going to have to make that happen. I think that would work. But let's back up for 1 second before we are doing like clickbait examples at the show. What about examples to get the people there or through registration? Because one idea that we talked about was payment plans for the registration fee. Would that work, and how?
Why wouldn't it work? I mean, it's really up to the organizer, who, if they have the capacity, the financial wherewithal to drag out payments. Many don't, but it would certainly be something interesting to pursue. I mean, there's all kinds of, Klarna and everything else. Every time you go to buy like a pair of socks for like $8.99, you can spread it out in 4 payments, if you want. So,
well, I mean, if we're looking at events literally as a product, or like on a subscription base, like, Prime deals on Amazon was real for me in the last 24 hours. I got to tell you. So this is right. Like if you say payment plan, if you say prepay for this and you get this from the event, and maybe pay later at something and you will get another. But does that create a lot of headache for event organizers? Are like event organizers listening to us and saying, holy shit, these three beautiful ladies are on crack?
Well, I think a lot of, we've talked before about like event organizers are so insecure. So I feel like people don't do things like payment plans and all of that because they're afraid that people will come to the event and then not continue paying. Whereas if you're getting, depends on the product, but certain products you're going to like, once you receive it, you continue using it, you continue getting use of it. Whereas an event is a one-time experience. But I could totally see payment plans like leading up to the event, if you're marketing a year in advance or 6 months in advance and giving people that time to pay up until. I love this idea that Rachel just posted. So
because I was just going to say that. Hey, curly haired lady.
Oh, sorry.
Get out of my mind. The other one, the what if you bring a friend and you both get a discount and you unlock some sort of VIP experience?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, this is a snowball thing, right? But I mean, there's a lot of affiliate marketing that is that people do that. Like, oh, if you invite 5 friends, you all get front row seats or something. But her other idea, what if the program is available pre-recorded on the flight to the event? You have to watch a certain number of sessions and unlock on-site experiences that are focused on connections and dialogue.
Or focused on about that content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're talking about like more fun types of things, and we, describe them in the initial outreach in the marketing program. So I'm thinking like if it's a product, you can always like scroll down a little bit and you have all the features. So we can put in there like free unlimited coffee and pay as you go, or unlock certain gifts, or like Nordstrom's anniversary sale. You get first crack at whatever's on sale if you're like a credit card holder. I mean, you start to like think more like retailers and not like just here's an event and like blah 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 blah, come or don't, whatever, we don't care. I mean,
I think it's so smart. But I think the other piece, like above that we often fail at in the industry is, I've heard a lot in the product marketing world that you sell to the benefits that the person will receive. And we don't do that. If you look at most event websites, it's like, these are our fabulous speakers, these are our exhibitors, all about the event. And if you translated that to a product, you never want to see an entire website designed around the product. Like, here's what it is. And we have to sell to their problems and promise and then deliver that we can meet those needs. And so I think we don't have nearly a good enough view of why a person needs to come to this event to solve a problem that they have. And I have seen, as we've been working on our own marketing with coaches that I've worked with in the past and stuff, when you can sell to someone that, first of all, you can resonate with them. I get that this is your problem. And then you can make them believe that you have the experience, or you have the connections, or you've got the exhibitors that are going to solve that problem. Then it almost doesn't matter what your price is. It doesn't matter as much how much they're going to get. We end up having to oversell because we're just pushing our agenda as event organizers. And so it's like, by the way, we have all these extra features. If you would just come and make our exhibitors happy so we can get our sponsor dollars. And really, we're missing the whole first part of the website, which is like, why would they come? What do they want? And what can we be offering them as compared to what we are offering all the people who are, supporting the back end, whether that's the organization with their goals or the sponsors.
Okay, I would come because they're going to go home with an awesome goodie bag. So what's in the goodie bag?
Or a dog.
Yeah, or a free
giveaway dog. There you go.
No,
I mean, the amount of puppy corners, come for the puppy corner. Then you actually have a ton of people at the puppy corner, which, by the way, I don't understand why people can't have kitty cafes. So I'm going to have a kitty cafe. I'll be the first.
Dahlia, I can tell you because I owned a pet show because the cats get out of the area and you're running around trying to find the cat booth, and they're like supposed to be adopted. So no.
So, but here's the thing.
Put in a box and have people go into a cube with the cats. But I agree. Would be a fun attribute, fun feature.
But it's not what makes people go to an event. It's what makes people who are already going to the event happy that they went. I wouldn't buy a ticket specifically because this large conference had, well, I would never do anything with cats, but let's say a puppy corner. That's not what gets me to go. That's just kind of like, so I don't complain about it after I've been there.
So we need to dial it back just one more step from what Liz was talking about. And that is event organizers really, truly, in order to deliver these awesome, attendee acquisition ideas, you really need to first know your audience, not put them all in one bucket. And we've been saying this for a trillion years. Second is you need to ask them what they want. Do you want a 2-day program versus a 5-day program? Hey, you might have moms that want to escape from their homes and will happily come to a 5-day program, right? Or what kind of networking opportunities do you want? What kind of other attendees or peers or experts would you like to, have a conversation with in a kitty cafe? Is it about technology? Is it about starting your own business, etc.? I don't know. And I would love to be proven wrong, or give me examples, geniuses, of who spends the most time really dialing in and tapping in and tuning in to who your audience or your attendees are for this event. And maybe it's not even called an event anymore, but that's another conversation for another day. So, but like this, I think when you really dial into your attendees, then the acquisition ideas are tremendous, are awesome, and can get you the audience that truly want to be there for you, not feeling that they have to.
Okay, I guess we're done here.
No, we're not. This is just the beginning.
How about you mentioned registration? Would it be appealing? Maybe there's not just one thing that would make someone go to an event. Obviously, there's
in town.
Multiple things. What if you said right off the bat, look, you can register in one click, like Amazon? That's possible. Why not? A lot of events already have all the information on returning attendees. Here, one click, you're in. We already know what you want. And we have your credit card number.
We're going to go shopping on your credit card.
That's probably so anti-GDPR for a lot of people. It's like coffee out right now.
But hang on. Let's look at some of the geniuses comments that we have going. Marlise is here, so super happy to see you here. Super happy to see everybody, but Smiley is here. So create sponsorships that provide the things attendee want. Answer bar, focused networking, family activities, puppies, kitties. I love that. So I would really like to one thing is we need to change the terminology. Can we please? So instead of sponsors, Liz is laughing because yes, I have my pet peeve list, but instead of sponsorships, why can't it be said in a different way? And then it's included in the marketing where it's like, they're, I don't know. I need help on this one. It's not a sponsor, because when you bring in this legacy terminology, sponsor, exhibitor, breakout session, plenary, and all that shit, people just, they associate it to old experiences. This is why I'm saying maybe event is not a word anymore.
Okay, but that's okay. You're proving my point. We have to describe the same thing that we're putting on every year in different terms. We need to use different words and we need to make it sound more exciting. I think the copywriting has to be like conversion copywriting, not just like, here's my list of features. We've got to, write with conversion in mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have to use different words. I was talking about words. So we know new is appealing. We know exciting is appealing.
Exclusive.
What about exotic?
Exotic.
What about medicinal,
which makes me think of cannabis right away. But yes,
it means like going, and this is like something that will improve your mind, body, spirit.
Healing. How about healing?
Healing.
Or personal
words. You can A/B test them. What about, I think we should use different words. That's my point.
Let's use different words. Can we use a different word for event?
Well, it has to be so that they know it is an event. We know what the product is.
I mean, I think a lot of people are using
experience, or is it an event?
Experience instead of event. The idea that it's like interactive, that you're going to experience something.
Yes,
sure, it's not the sexiest word.
But what does that mean? We throw out words like, what does it mean that you're gonna have an experience? I want the details. What does that boil down to?
You definitely have to have all, like you said, the features list.
Gathering.
At this event, you're going to get X, Y, Z, all these things.
Yep.
But yeah, I like gathering. Karen is saying gathering. I think the idea is like everything should be more focused around the, for lack of a better word, experience that the person, the attendee, is having. And it should be more fluid, because events have been built from the back end, right? Like the brand has certain, I'm talking B2B events. They have certain goals in having it. Then they have the sponsors who support it financially, and they have their own goals. And then it's like, okay, we got to get people to attend. So then they start adding in kitty corners and all this other stuff to try to get people there. But I think we really have to flip the entire thing on its head and design for an attendee. Why would they want any of this? And what would that look like? And I think the events would look completely different. But organizations, it's just getting that flip. And so that's where I think the renaming is so important, because if we weren't calling them the same thing, people wouldn't be doing the same thing, because there's room to innovate.
So here's an example where a lot of event organizers that I speak with, they sort of gloss over it, or they're afraid to even like directly address, because they don't want to piss off their sponsors, or they don't want to piss off their exhibitors, where I'm like, so you have a ton of professionals coming. Yes. And they're all looking for networking. Oh yes, that's their number one. I'm like, are they looking for jobs? Well, we don't want to have them look for jobs, because then it will upset their bosses and it will upset the sponsors. And we don't want it to be considered that they are looking for their new adventure, basically. And I'm like, so you're not addressing it, but it's still happening. And so you're not really giving them the shape or an avenue or a way where they are able to see what their options are, even if their bosses are there. So we were just at a show, 8,500 professionals. And I went to the event organizer. They're like, yeah, we don't want it to be so apparent. I'm like, that's fine. So set up an area where they can come and get advice one-on-one. Their bosses don't need to know. The other flip part about it is you want an audience that's like from colleges that are brand new, first timers in the industry. Why don't you arrange with your exhibitors, different categories, agencies, manufacturers, 10 of each, and go to them and say, during your time here on the show floor, you are going to get people that will come to you asking for positions or asking for internships. And you are a thought leader. We value you. You are a VIP, and have them have that conversation with you. And it could be in the dead hours. Last day of any show on the show floor, everybody knows. It is not only dead, everybody's trying to like tear down. But what I'm saying is there are hidden reasons for attendees coming to a show, even exhibitor personnel. And this is where the clickbait, if we call it clickbait, but this is where the marketing has to take action, meaning it has to like dial into what else do you want? Even if your boss doesn't agree to it. Do you want to know about like meditation, or do you want to know how to be a salesperson and you are now on blah, blah, blah? What I'm saying is the first task here is to know who the audience is, or if there's unusual suspects, new audiences that you can attract to your experience.
But I think you also have to look for not the normal demographic type of information.
Yep.
In order to appeal, in order to craft a compelling message,
Absolutely.
You have to go a lot deeper than, they're a marketing manager and they're between, 25 and whatever, 35, and they like to travel.
Yeah.
You got to know they like calorie-free, freshly baked chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh.
On every end cap.
Every end cap.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I like that. They want
All I'm
coffee
saying
in
is,
bed.
I think we need to think, as always, more broadly. And I love what Liz said. Don't just be jamming your event down their throats.
Yes.
Think about universal things that people would like, personal things, and get very specific about those things in your descriptions.
Absolutely. And Karen is right. If some of them just want to get away, this is where you ask, do you want coffee in bed? Do you want your coffee to be already done for you in Starbucks and you jump the line? Do you want, a pet to sleep with you because everybody in your freaking household is allergic to pets? So like, stuff like that. Or do you just want to be left alone? So you give, you give whatever content that they would want in whatever format they want to consume it in, and give them the time to do that in. If it's live, let them go live, within breakout rooms. But if they want to jump out and listen to the rest of it or view the rest of it at the pool, let them do that. Almond milk and cookies. That's what Karen says.
There you go.
Yeah. Not have to be chocolate chip.
But I will say, I will say, a lot of event profs, I think David Adler said it on the last show, where he's like, what did he say? He said, what are we scared of? Can't remember.
Well, what he did say was, we're in the goosebumps business.
Yes.
And I have never gotten a single goosebump reading an email about come to my event. All I'm saying.
That is the truth.
So let's think. Either it's a product, or we're trying to get someone to like feel like the tactile sensory experience in our description. Maybe that's another way to think about it.
I think the other part is event organizers need to get people in their organization to get them out of their own way, to think different, to think goosebumps, to ask why, and sometimes they don't have the energy or the ability to have the buy-in within their organization to do that on their own.
Mm-hmm. That is true. But if you don't push the envelope, I don't know. You're gonna lose licking something nasty. I don't know.
All right. This was cool. Events fill your intellectual capital. David Adler. Rachel, did you download the transcript or something? Or
she's read the book. I have David's book digitally, and I have it on audio. So, and I kind of compare the two. It's really good. I mean, it's really thought-provoking. So awesome. There you go, David. I'll send you my
perfect. Well, our geniuses delivered today. So either through osmosis, they got the energy drink that Bruno was on, or the caffeine drinks that Caruso and I were on. I don't know, but it is amazing. You guys are on fire. Thank you for this morning's episode of Cut the Shit, Cue the Genius. And what are we discussing next week?
Oh, it's good.
Okay. If anybody hasn't...
What is it?
Oh my God, I have to click, scroll. Okay. Snackable event content trend. Oh yeah, we love this topic. Sure.
Yep.
And then, is the progress of women in the events industry still an issue worth discussing? I like that one.
Yep.
Next week.
So many good ones coming up. I got to make a little sign. Sorry, a little.
Yes.
Thing.
So if anybody has any topics, Karen, you are on fire. So we're going to have to get you as a guest on the show. And if anybody has topics or suggestions or want to be on the show, just ping us. You know where to find us. And we love you all. And thank you for being with us for Cut the Shit, Cue the Genius. Take care.
Bye, everyone.